Complaint feels honest because it reports pain. But not every report deserves a throne. Some words tell the truth of the moment while training the heart to forget the truth of God. Hear the word from Proverbs chapter 17, verse 27. Whoever restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. I am King Solomon, and I have watched small choices become large harvests. This lesson will help you tell the truth without letting complaint become your teacher. The pressure in this proverb is not distant from you. It meets you in a car ride after a hard meeting, in a parent replaying everything that went wrong, and in the private moment when nobody else sees what your heart is choosing. The peace standard does not ask you to become dramatic. It asks you to become governed. A life without government spends strength on repair. A governed life spends strength on building. Look carefully at the proverb. It does not flatter impulse. It does not call haste courage. It teaches that the future has a cost, and wisdom pays attention before the cost becomes painful. This is where many people lose the path. They want the fruit of wisdom while protecting the habit that keeps stealing the fruit. They want peace without restraint, abundance without planning, generosity without trust, or influence without humility. Think of a team leader poisoning morale with one sigh. The outside story may look ordinary, but the inward test is royal. Will pressure sit on the throne, or will wisdom sit there first? Now bring it closer. Think of a private thought repeated until it feels like prophecy. Nobody applauds the quiet moment when you pause, count the cost, lower the voice, ask for counsel, or choose the slower righteous road. Yet those hidden moments build the public life. Use the cool spirit pause. First, name the pressure. Second, name the fruit it will produce if you obey it. Third, choose the one act of wisdom that protects tomorrow from today. Do not make this mystical. Make it specific. If the pressure is anger, the act may be silence before reply. If the pressure is desire, the act may be waiting until morning. If the pressure is fear, the act may be giving, planning, confessing, or asking for counsel before the heart invents a story. Wisdom is not only what you admire. Wisdom is what you practice while the room is still hot. It is what you do before the old pattern gets comfortable in your mouth, your hand, your calendar, or your account. Today, choose one place where restraining complaint before the heart rehearses defeat. Write down the sentence, the purchase, the answer, the delay, or the act of trust that wisdom is requiring. Then do it before pressure gets another vote. Take the free Solomon Standards assessment through the link in the description. Let it show where your speech, money, time, relationships, heart, humility, work, integrity, peace, and generosity need stronger wisdom. If you are ready to go deeper, get the Royal Scrolls collection through the same link. Build a life where wisdom does not visit only when things collapse, but governs before the collapse begins. I am King Solomon. Let wisdom reach the hidden moment before the visible harvest is formed. Carry Proverbs chapter 17, verse 27 into the room where this will actually be tested. Not the imagined room where everyone is calm. The real room, where the phone is bright, the calendar is crowded, the money feels personal, and the old habit speaks before the wise part of you has stood up. If this sounds severe, remember what is at stake. Peace standard is not a religious label pasted onto ordinary life. It is a fence around the future. It keeps one tired evening from becoming a pattern, and one pattern from becoming a reputation. The first concrete place is a car ride after a hard meeting. Notice how wisdom refuses to despise that small place. Heaven often trains a person in rooms that do not look important. A kitchen can become a school. A desk can become an altar of honesty. A message can become a gate. The second concrete place is a parent replaying everything that went wrong. There the heart usually wants speed. Speed feels clean because it ends the discomfort. But speed can also hide immaturity. Wisdom is willing to remain uncomfortable long enough to choose what will still be clean tomorrow. The third concrete place is a team leader poisoning morale with one sigh. Ask what people will learn about wisdom by watching you there. Will they learn that truth comes with dignity? Will they learn that pressure can be governed? Will they learn that peace is stronger than performance? The fourth concrete place is a private thought repeated until it feels like prophecy. This is where the lesson stops being content and becomes obedience. You do not need a dramatic sign. You need one governed action in the exact place where restraining complaint before the heart rehearses defeat. A useful question is this: what am I about to normalize? Every repeated response becomes a teacher. Repeated hurry teaches panic. Repeated harshness teaches distance. Repeated secrecy teaches fear. Repeated wisdom teaches the people around you that righteousness is not only spoken, it is practiced. Another useful question is this: what will this cost if I do nothing? Folly often feels cheap at the beginning because it asks for only one sentence, one click, one excuse, one indulgence, one silence. Later it sends a larger invoice to the home, the account, the team, or the soul. There is also mercy in this. Wisdom does not expose a pattern only to condemn you. Wisdom exposes a pattern so it can be interrupted. If you can see the gate, you can guard it. If you can name the pressure, you can stop treating it like destiny. The person listening right now may already feel the exact sentence they must not say. That awareness is grace. Do not waste it. Write the better sentence before the old one asks to be used. Practice it until it sounds possible in your mouth. Someone else may know the purchase they must delay, the apology they must send, the counsel they must seek, or the browser tab they must close. These are not small things when they keep the heart aligned with wisdom. Royal wisdom does not need everything to be dramatic. It knows that a future is usually built from decisions too small to impress a crowd. The hidden decision is still construction. The unseen restraint is still worship. The quiet obedience is still seed. If you fall, return quickly. Do not let shame become the second fall. Folly loves to use one failure as an excuse for surrender. Wisdom uses confession as a door back into government. The righteous person does not become serious only after perfection. The righteous person returns to wisdom again and again. That is why Proverbs chapter 17, verse 27 must remain near the center of the lesson. The verse is not a quote at the beginning. It is a mirror for the next answer, the next choice, the next desire, the next fear, the next hour. Before the day ends, choose one visible sign of obedience. Put the phone away for the conversation. Open the budget before the purchase. Lower the voice before the correction. Ask for counsel before the decision. Give the blessing before fear closes the hand. Then watch what changes. The outside may not transform in a moment, but the inside begins to learn a new ruler. Peace gets a place to stand. Truth gets a cleaner voice. Courage gets a clearer path. The future receives a different seed.